Movement for Good Governance na si Harvey Ke. Siya, matatandaan natin, ang nagsumite dito sa opisina ni Senate President Juan Ponce Enrile nitong mga dokumento ng umano'y mga dollar at euro accounts ni Chief Justice Renato Corona.
Itong dalawang testigong ito ay pinatawag po ito sa bisa ng isang subpoena na hiningi po ng defense. So ang defense panel po ang humingi ng pagpresenta nitong dalawang witness na ito sa korte para po ipaliwanag siguro yung $10 million account. Pero mukhang nalilihis, hindi po doon sa 10 million at mukhang malaking epekto nung testimonya ni Ombudsman Carpio Morales kahapon.
Sa puntong ito, Mark, ay kasama naman natin ang tagapagsalita ng Integrated Bar of the Philippines, Attorney Trixie Angeles. Welcome back.
Maraming salamat.
Attorney Angeles, ito pong sinabi kanina bago mag-break nitong Defense Counsel na si Attorney Dennis Manalo. Sinasabi niya na hindi daw po totoo itong mga dokumentong ito, fabricated, hindi authenticated, illegally obtained. Sa ganitong pagkakataon po ba, dapat ito po ba ay maaring gamitin bilang ebidensya kung sakasakaling mapapatunayan ng depensa na hindi ito na peke itong mga dokumentong ito?
Well, definitely, kung i-attempt yan, isumite bilang ebidensya, it will pass scrutiny at marami na, titirahin na siya. Unang-una, uncredited siya. Hindi natin alam kung sino yung author. Kung may magpresenta at siya yung author, tatanungin siya, paano mo alam yon? So, kailangan may personal knowledge yung mag-a-attest dun sa documents na yon. Kung yung tao naman ay in receipt lang of anonymous documents, then walang weight yung evidence at may question din pa dun sa as we can see what happened here dun sa credibility ng witness na magpipresenta ng anonymous documents.
Attorney Trixie, itong ebidensya na ito kay Mr. Harvey Ke in particular and the documents that he submitted to the Senate President ay walang kumbaga katumbas na ebidensya dun sa prosekusyon at nanggaling lamang ito sa depensa. Pakipaliwanag po, ano po relevance nitong pag-e-examine na ito kung wala namang prinisinta yung prosekusyon specifically on these documents na pinag-uusapan?
Well, as we can see, no, medyo general nga yung allegation, wala tayong kopya nung supposed documents. Pero ang nakalagay doon ay ang akusado daw ay in possession of dollar accounts at euro accounts. So, siguro, ang theory kasi dito ng defense is that there is a well-orchestrated attempt or effort to unseat the Chief Justice, the accused, at ginagamit ang iba-ibang tao at iba-ibang makinarya ng gobyerno upang maitanggal nga ang akusado. At ang ibang paraan nito ay ang ganyan, anonymous sources, questionable documents, etc. Kung naipresenta nila ito as they wanted, kasi may order sana yung defense, di ba? Una si Representative Hontiveros, si Mr. Ke, and then ihuhuli nila yung ombudsman, baka nakapag-create pa sila ng magandang snowballing effect na makikita natin na malinaw, at least in their presentation, na meron ngang at least suspicion as to paano nangyayari ito, paano nagkakaroon ng ganitong information, lumalaganap ang ganitong mga rumors, lumalabas sa media ang kung ano-anong storya na hindi naman lumalabas inside the impeachment court. So,
malaking bagay, Cathy, nga yung nabanggit ng ordering ng testimonya. Off-camera, napag-usapan nga namin ni Cathy, Attorney Trixie, na yung schedule or yung testimonya ni Ombudsman Carpio Morales ay mukhang nakaapekto sa bigat ng mga napresenta sa araw na ito. Pag-usapan natin yan maya-maya, Attorney Trixie, yung epekto niyan. Ito po, panoorin natin ang prosecution team press briefing.
Natawa na Risa Hontiveros at yung pangalawang testigo ay si Harvey Ke. Para sa amin, sa nakikita po namin, wala naman epekto itong dalawang testigo sa kaso na hinaharap po namin dito. There's no relevance at all. Dahil kung pag-uusapan po natin statements of assets and liabilities and net worth, dapat ang mga hinaharap po nilang mga testigo ay yung magpapatunay na yung nilagay po ng ating punong maestrado sa kanyang salin mula 2002 hanggang 2010 ay makatotohanan at accurate, no? Ngayon, itong dalawang testigo, hindi nga namin alam. Testigo nila ito, no? Kung paano yung connection sa Article 2. Anong connection sa Statements of Assets and Liabilities and Net Worth. So, para sa amin, we are just going through this day as if it was an important hearing date for us, but we're waiting and waiting for the Chief Justice to appear. Para sa amin, siya lang talagang makakasagot sa mga tanong ng ating mga abogado at tanong ng taong bayan at lalo na ang tanong ng ating Senate Impeachment Court. So, yan po yung nangyari ngayong araw. Ewan ko kung ano rin po ang may dadagdag pa ng pangatlong testigo para sa panig po ng depensa.
Madali lang naman hong pabulaanan yung sinabi yung mga revelasyon ni Ombudsman Morales, di ba? Tumuntong lang si Chief Justice sa witness stand, sabi niya, hindi ko po mga bank accounts yan, at ilabas lang niya yung ano yung sa kanya, at kaya na niyang pabulaanan yung revelasyon ni Ombudsman Morales. And yet, up to now, hinihintay ho natin yan. Maraming usap-usapan tungkol sa nanggagaling sa panig ng depensa na hindi $10 million o dahil inihahantulad dun sa 45 properties. Pero tanong namin, yun ba talaga ang issue dito sa kasong ito? Hindi ho ba dapat sagutin yung revelasyon ni Ombudsman Morales na merong 82 accounts na merong pangalan po ni Chief Justice Corona na may nilalaman na substantial amounts? Huwag na natin pag-awayan kung magkano talaga yung nilalaman, pero sagutin na lang ho kung kanya ho ba yun, unang-una, at pangalawa kung naideklara nga ho ba ito.
Wala tayong nadidinig so far from the defense, kundi ang kanilang depensa ay pagkakaroon ng isang napakalawak at napakalalim na conspiracy theory na interesante pakinggan kung pelikula, pero at the end of the day is even assuming that sabihin pa natin na buong kalangitan nagkaisa, no, yung para ipitin si Chief Justice. There is concrete and solid evidence which up to today, they have not been able to answer. In the last 3 days since the Ombudsman has sat down, they have not even denied whether these bank accounts exist or not. It's a very simple question. And I challenge you to ask them, are those bank accounts true or not? Are they fabrications? Ang sinasabi nila is the Ombudsman relied on an information coming from the AMLA which is unverified. Yun ang parahati nilang sinasabi. But have we heard them say, all those bank accounts are not true? Nadinig na ho ba natin na sinabi nila, hindi totoo that the Chief Justice withdrew $762,000 on December 15? Nadinig na ho ba natin na sinabi nila that the Chief Justice did not terminate 36 million pesos from PS Bank as testified to already by witnesses? Those are the answers that we are expecting from the defense. And so far, the evidence that they've been able to present is to come up with that conspiracy to talk about the farthest properties in Hacienda Luisita as a defense. Obviously, that's not going to bring out the truth as far or at least exculpate the Chief Justice. Sana doon na tayo sa issues na yun. Ito, puro peripheral issues. We have nothing to do as far as Mr. Harvey K. is concerned. In fact, whatever document he has, we've never used it. We've not even seen it. And if Mr. K, based on their representation, if they're trying to prove, has an axe to grind against the Chief Justice, that is a concern of Mr. K and the Chief Justice. But that does not concern the prosecution. So as far as we are concerned, the evidence at hand comes from the Ombudsman on specific bank accounts, comes from PS Bank, comes from the registers of deeds where properties belonging to the Chief Justice were not declared timely and were not absolutely declared for a long period of time, especially his bank accounts. I hope we don't lose focus on those matters with this sideshow that's being undertaken by the defense.
Incidentally po, yung in-examine namin yung 17-page document from the Ombudsman at meron hundong 3 accounts sa PS Bank na pareho po yung account numbers na pinag-usapan nung nag-testify ho yung PS Bank officials. So, I don't know what you want to call that, kung may corroboration na nga na meron talaga. But I think at this point, mahirap na i-deny o itanggi ni Chief Justice na meron siyang dollar accounts because these are two independent sources who did not speak to each other, I would think, no? Because one is in the private sector, one is in the public sector. And because of the voluminous number of accounts, voluminous number of pages, we only noticed now that there are 3 accounts, actually. One contains $700,000, one contains at least $72,000, and another one contains at least $299,000. And I think yung issue nga na dapat ma-face squarely ng depensa ay kung bakit hindi ito deklarado. PS Bank ho, PS Bank.
These are directly related doon sa earlier testimony ni Mr. Garcia, the PS Bank president who came up, and the manager. No? So what Congressman Sani Angar is talking about is that the testimony of the ombudsman, as far as the PS Bank accounts are concerned, are a match. And those are the various amounts that we have seen.
Obviously, no, kung dinidispute nga nila yung sinabi po ng ating ombudsman, the proper act to take is to bring out your evidence that would contradict what the ombudsman has mentioned. Pero halatang instead of doing that, they're going to other side issues that really do not create any shockwaves with regard to this case, unlike what the ombudsman revealed last Monday. So, anong pinapakinggan? Inaccurate, disputable, bloated. So, tama po yung ating mga kasama po dito. Wala tayong naririnig na sinabi, hindi akin yung account na yan. No? So, we haven't heard any statement clearly from any of the witnesses saying that that account does not belong to the Chief Justice. So, para sa amin, ito yung crux eh. Kailan nga ilalabas ang ating punong maestrado? And this shortens the whole procedure. No? Kaya kung sa basketball nga,